5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Active pattern develops. Our best chance for widespread rain comes later this week, but we're tracking all of the week's rain chances and when some of us might hear thunder.
Devastation remains 6 months after a deadly storm.
Lord, I ask that you will look at us and give us what we need.
Tonight, how the absence of financing is not leading to an absence of faith in North St. Louis. Our top story, murder in a small Illinois town. A young teen found dead, the charges filed in the case just hours ago. Good evening. I'm Laura Barcheski. Mike Bush has the night off. 14-year-old Kylie Toberman was reported missing on Friday. Her body was found just hours later. Kylie's family tells 5 on your side police found her in an RV behind her home in Vandalia, about an hour east of St. Louis. Our Megan Kernan went to the neighborhood and spoke with Kylie's family and neighbors about the tragedy.
What began as a missing person alert early Friday morning in Vandalia ended in tragedy. The Vandalia Police Department put out an alert for 14-year-old Kylie Toberman around 6:30 Friday morning. Later that afternoon, detectives found her body at the home on West Gallatin Street, where she lived with her adopted mother and 2 sisters. Kylie's biological mother, Megan Zeller, who's not ready to talk on camera, told me over the phone that her daughter was found in an RV behind the house where she says Kylie's step-uncle, 43-year-old Arnold Rivera Jr., lived. Friday afternoon, police took Rivera into custody and Illinois State Police took over the case. On Sunday, prosecutors charged him with first-degree murder, aggravated criminal sexual assault, and concealing a homicidal death. Rivera has a lengthy criminal past, including charges in 2000 for burglary and criminal sexual abuse of a child between the ages of 9 and 16. Prosecutors in Macon County dropped both charges in exchange for Rivera pleading guilty in a separate case to a separate felony charge. Kylie's mom said she did not deserve this. She was brilliant, sassy, loved animals, her sisters, and wrestling. Kylie attended Vandalia Junior High School and was on the wrestling team, recently voted Most Improved Wrestler. Illinois State Police are not releasing any further details about how she died, citing the active investigation. Zeller tells me the last few days have been unimaginable, and the family is focused on supporting Kylie's sisters and preparing for court. In Vandalia, I'm Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
Rivera is being held without bond and will be arraigned tomorrow morning at the Fayette County Courthouse in Vandalia. Vandalia Junior High School says crisis and school counselors will be available on Monday and in the days ahead to offer support. Tonight, Florissant police are investigating after a body was found in the Missouri River. Police were called to an area near Charbonneir Road just before 5 tonight. Investigators say they hope to release more information tomorrow. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating a deadly hit-and-run crash in Jefferson County. It happened between 5 and 7 this morning on Upper Burns Mill Road near Highway 30. Investigators say the suspect's car may have been a blue 2007 to 2013 Chevy Avalanche, Suburban, or Tahoe with damage on the front right side. Anyone with information can call the Highway Patrol at 636-300-2800. Just hours from now, the FAA will lift all restrictions that grounded thousands of flights because of the government shutdown. Late tonight, the agency announced airlines can resume normal flight schedules beginning at 5 a.m. Anywhere from 3% to 6% of flights were canceled at 40 airports over the last 9 days because of a strain on air traffic controllers. St. Louis was not directly affected by the cuts, but it did impact local travelers. Tonight, the FBI is investigating after a bomb threat forced a United Airlines flight to divert to St. Louis Lambert International Airport. It landed around 8:40 this morning. Flight 380 was headed from Dallas-Fort Worth to Chicago. Bomb-sniffing dogs searched the plane here in St. Louis. Nothing was found. The flight continued on to Chicago. No arrests have been made. After a mild start to the weekend, we've returned to a more November normal night. Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking our next shot at rain coming within the next 24 hours. Scott?
About this time tomorrow night, we do anticipate some showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder moving across the area as we get into a more active pattern. We're certainly quiet here right now. The next weather system you see out to the west, it's active. There's rain, there's mountain snow. The first little bundle of energy is going to be shifting towards us as we head into tomorrow. Now, it is not here for tomorrow morning. In fact, early on tomorrow, we'll have mainly clear skies. It's chilly. We're in the 30s getting out the door without too much of a wind chill, just a couple of degrees lower than the actual temperatures. And then as we go into tomorrow afternoon, the clouds will be rolling in during the afternoon hours, thickening. Southwest of St. Louis, that's your first chance for seeing some scattered showers and rumbles. Maybe that gets into the metro area about the end of rush hour and after that. So we don't think it's going to have a huge impact on our evening rush hour on this timeline that we're looking at this point. But some of us will get a brief downpour. It's just not going to be all that widespread. The air's very dry. Bigger impacts Thursday and Friday in the form of rain, which we so badly need, but it could impact your rush hour. We'll talk more about that on Thursday and Friday in a few minutes.
Thanks, Scott. Our weather impact team will be here all week to keep you on top of our rain and storm chances. You can get the latest forecast anytime on your phone by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355. Tonight marks 6 months since a deadly EF3 tornado tore through St. Louis, devastating North City. Today, the people of Union Memorial gathered to count their blessings and confront the long road back. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has the story of a congregation with the belief that faith outlasts any storm.
They say time heals all wounds, unless you're waiting on FEMA.
We have been blessed and tested by time.
6 months sounds like a long time, but not for a congregation that's lasted 179 years through storms far stronger than this one.
We were kissed by the wind of Mother Nature when the tornado hit the St. Louis area in May. But yet by faith, we stand to do the work.
If you want to measure the damage, you call the insurance adjuster to count the broken windows. To measure the strength, just listen.
We can find the right contractor to replace our windows the way we need them to be replaced.
Other things are harder to replace. The memories that keep Joyce coming back. Buckets catch water where bouquets once filled the room.
In 1991, I got married in here, and it was a beautiful chapel, a small chapel.
Same aisle, same vows where generations promised to stay for better or worse.
My mother and father they did their vow renewal here as well.
For decades, this chapel meant something enduring. Now,
It's anxiety. It's a memory that just has been demolished.
a foundation shaken, but not destroyed.
We build on it. We build on it. And where we may be tight for financing, we pray first.
They're still rebuilding, still raising money, hoping to cover what insurance might not.
Lord, I ask that you will look at us and give us what we need.
The mayor slipped into the front row, head bowed, another name on a prayer list that's grown too long.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Ms. Robin. Thank you.
She has an unanswered prayer herself with a big price tag.
We're maybe looking at $2 billion of damage, so we know this isn't enough.
Even those with insurance plans sturdy enough to cover their losses have seen delays drag on even longer.
So much of those insured buildings like this church are still waiting for the payouts and, of course, the work to be done.
6 months in, the scars from the storm almost blend into the building itself.
You know, I run into folks in other parts of the city region who think the tornado's behind us, and it won't be behind us for years to come.
The mayor offered assurances their prayers would likely be answered in the form of federal community block grants someday.
And those usually come in a year or two after the disaster, once you've really done the cleanup and can really plan for the rebuild.
Some things FEMA or insurance can replace. Some things time will heal. And others, like the vows Joyce made here, were always meant to last forever. In St. Louis, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
And today, volunteers continued their efforts to help tornado victims. Action St. Louis held a community food market to provide both food and personal items.
We have people come in and tell us that they are still living in tents outside of their homes, or they are unhoused and just searching for shelter as winter is approaching and really the cold weather is here.
The need is vast. People still need roofs. There are folks who still need food, who still don't have a place to stay currently, and 6 months out. In a lot of ways, it feels like it's just been a few days since the tornado.
Action St. Louis plans to hold more markets in the future. We have more information in the As Seen on TV section of KSDK.com. You can watch extended footage and interviews from the May 16th tornado on the 5+ streaming app. Our documentary Shattered Skies is available on demand. Download and watch for free on your smart TV. If you don't have 5+ yet, just search KSDK in your app store. This week, the trial to remove embattled St. Louis Sheriff Alfred Montgomery from office will get underway. The Missouri Attorney General's office filed a quo warranto petition accusing Montgomery of illegally arresting the acting jail commissioner, failing to transport inmates for medical care, financial mismanagement, and for failing to carry out his duties as sheriff. A judge recently removed Montgomery from office temporarily after he was jailed for a separate federal witness tampering case. Former St. Louis Police Chief John Hayden is now serving as interim sheriff. St. Louis Police continues to warn bike riders who drive recklessly on city streets, use it and lose it. 6 mini bike riders were ticketed near North 13th and Cass this weekend. Officers seized their bikes. SLMPD has cracked down on reckless motorbike riders in recent months. Tomorrow, 3,200 local Boeing machinists will return to work for the first time in more than 3 months. Last week, they approved a contract offer from the company ending their strike, which lasted more than 100 days. It includes a $6,000 ratification bonus and a 24% wage increase. Boeing says it's looking forward to bringing the full team back.
A giving giant.
I always said, if not me, then who?
Meet the college basketball player turning his riches into a slam dunk for those in need.
And once the ball stops bouncing, I'm going to make sure I'm still able to get back to my community, without a doubt.
The Monday evening rain chance is more scattered, but later in the week, some of us could see a nice drenching when the most widespread rain is expected. And why the timing doesn't look bad if you have outdoor weekend plans.
There's a new exhibit at the Missouri History Museum dedicated to a city within the city. Mill Creek Black Metropolis opened this weekend. It explores the history of one of the largest African-American communities in the first half of the 20th century. Mill Creek housed nearly 200,000 people and more than 800 businesses in St. Louis City's central corridor. The neighborhood was demolished in the 1950s for redevelopment. The exhibit will be open through July. Cooler air is on its way back to the bi-state, and so is the rain. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is back with the weather impact forecast.
You know, the rain chances are pretty low until we get into tomorrow evening. So tomorrow morning's rush hour, you're out the door on the dry side, but it is a little cooler tonight. We were down to 42 this morning. We've already dropped back into the lower 40s, and some of our outlying areas are already in the 30s at this point. We're going to steady out those temperatures here through the overnight hours. 41 at Lambert. That becomes our new low temperature so far. We'll probably drop another degree just before midnight. 58 was a high today. That after 79 yesterday. Near freezing or a little below east of St. Louis overnight tonight, but the rest of us are generally in the mid-30s. And the air is very dry, so you may have a little bit of frost on the windshield, but we're not going to see much in the way of thick frost early tomorrow. The air's just too dry, which also limits our rain chances late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. And any rainfall we do see is expected to be on the light side, maybe 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch, perhaps a little heavier farther to the south. There is a weather impact Wednesday night into Friday, though, that's a little bit, in a way, it's good for us because we need the rain, but we also are going to have to deal with it during the rush hour, we think, on Thursday, both morning and evening, and again Friday morning. But the rain is badly needed. It will come in waves. It won't be continuous. So tomorrow we're near 60. Tuesday we're near 70. We're back down on Wednesday to near 60 for the high. And then Thursday and Friday, low to mid 60s. We may be a little bit too cool on Thursday. We'll see. Depends on where the front ends up, how much cloud cover we deal with. But Thursday is when things start getting active for us in terms of the better widespread rain chances. Tomorrow's little disturbance is what's coming at us out of Colorado right now. And then that energy that's more expansive pushing into the West Coast, that'll drive a larger weather system our way as we head towards Wednesday night and Thursday. This is what our anticipation is. Warm front will start to lift back to the north on Thursday. Because we have the showers and potentially some rumbles of thunder, that should hold our temperatures down somewhat. But again, a good amount of rain expected across the region, upwards of a ½ inch to an inch. Maybe some of us get 1 to 2, especially south of St. Louis. There could be a rumble of thunder Monday night. There could also be a few rumbles of thunder on Thursday into Thursday night. Right now, it looks like any severe weather threat would remain well to our south. And I want to give you just a sneak peek at Thanksgiving week, next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thanksgiving Day, it does look like there's a chance for showers. We're in the mid-50s. And then for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, after Thanksgiving, it does look a little colder. Not brutally cold, but a little bit below average for this time of year, Laura.
Umbrellas nearby. Got it. Thank you, Scott. Coming up, striking out against the angst tonight for the owner of Arch Apparel over his move to Ballpark Village. Tonight, a St. Louis streetwear brand is facing bankruptcy. The owner of Arch Apparel tells our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal his last remaining store at Ballpark Village has not been profitable in 2 years. Aaron Park is now the sole employee and hasn't been able to pay himself for 2 years. He blames a huge drop in customer foot traffic because of low attendance at Cardinals games. Over the summer, Arch Apparel launched a crowdfunding campaign for investors. Park says no deals were reached.
It's time to go on the move. I'm Paul Cook, your traffic guy from Today in St. Louis. I'd like to update you on a couple of projects along I-55 in the city and county. Back in February, St. Louis County road crews closed the Bayless Bridge over Gravois Creek off Interstate 55, which impacted 15,000 drivers a day. The Transportation and Public Works Department had not planned to fully close that bridge, by the way, but while patching it, the bridge deteriorated, so they had to build a new one. Well, that work has finally wrapped up. And here's a look at the new improved Bayless Bridge in Lee-May. Seems like traffic is moving smoothly through the area. Now that's progress, but if you head a bit north into St. Louis, 55 at Loughborough is still a delay magnet. MoDOT crews are replacing pavement that's 80 to 90 years old. And while work is progressing, there's still a lot to do. MoDOT tells me the work on southbound I-55 over the Union Pacific Railroad between Loughborough and the River de Pere is expected to continue into early next year. And right now, they're on track to finish the project late next year. That's a peek into the sometimes complicated picture of St. Louis area road construction. The best practice is to leave at least 10 minutes early and pack your patience. Stay safe out there. Paul Cook, 5 on your side.
Something to be thankful for. The reason your Thanksgiving feast budget is not being gobbled up by higher grocery prices.
5 on your side's Thanksgiving food drive, sponsored by Thrivent Financial.
With Thanksgiving quickly approaching and thousands of bi-state families struggling, 5 on your side and Thrivent are teaming up with Operation Food Surge to help our neighbors in need. Every dollar you give provides $6 in food. To donate, just scan the QR code on your screen. High grocery store prices could spoil your Thanksgiving plans. The cost of key holiday staples are up as many across the country are already struggling to put food on the table. Jen Sullivan explains why your holiday meal may be more expensive this year.
Outside the King Center in Atlanta, long lines of cars as people wait for free food to be handed out at this Thanksgiving food drive.
This is going to make a tremendous difference.
Ms. Williams works part-time, but she says it's not enough to put food on her table. And it's not just Thanksgiving she worries about.
It's every day. It's tonight. I need dinner for tonight.
Her story is like so many others as the cost of food continues to rise.
We've seen an increased need. We've seen seniors coming that need assistance. We've seen families.
The government shutdown put a strain on already busy food banks, with millions of food stamp recipients not receiving assistance through the federally funded Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program known as SNAP, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers not getting paid. But rising food costs are making groceries more expensive for everyone.
But for many families, they're still struggling to put food on their table and keep that roof over their heads.
Average grocery prices are up nearly 3% from last September, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report. Prices for key Thanksgiving staples like potatoes, meats, fresh vegetables, and bakery products are all up. And tariffs have caused the price of many imported items like wine to jump. One wine store says prices are 5 to 12% higher this year. There is some good news. On Friday, President Donald Trump signed an executive order that retroactively lowered tariffs on beef, tomatoes, coffee, and bananas, as well as other products coming from agricultural imports. Jen Sullivan, 5 on your side.
There's some more good news. Many grocery stores are trimming prices on turkey and other Thanksgiving staples in an effort to lure in customers. And here's a way to make some extra cash for the holidays. CableTV.com is hiring a chief of cheer. You'll have to watch 25 holiday movies in 25 days. It pays $2,500 with another $2,500 for your favorite charity. The benefits include free subscriptions to Hulu, Hallmark Plus, Disney Plus, and DirecTV. They'll also throw in a cozy blanket. You have until December 4th to apply. That's all our time for 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. A special Sunday night version of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next, followed by Sports Plus. Stay informed, stay thoughtful. Good night, St. Louis.